you're having a great day today. Today we're going to go over the 3 ways that money grows. There's only 3 ways that money can grow and work for you. We're going to go over those today with you. 2 of these ways may be familiar with you, but the 3rd way is going to be something completely new. And it is usually a strategy that's only taught to the wealthy and passed down through the generations. This is why the wealthy just keep getting richer year after year after year, seeming to pay less and less taxes and passing on that wealth generation after generation, continuing to build upon that. So I'm going to share my computer screen with you guys. Let me know when you can see it, and we will get this party started here. It's going to look like a whiteboard. Don't judge me too harshly. I'm going to be drawing with my finger here. But there's 3 ways that money can grow and work for you. One of those ways is not on trees. Like my grandmama always said, money don't grow on trees, otherwise we'd have a forest in our backyard. But the first way we're going to discuss is a strategy known as the fixed strategy. This is usually the first strategy we were taught because we're taught to go out and get a job, enter the workforce, and we have to have a place to have that direct deposit sent. So we go out and we open up a what? We go out and we open up a bank account. That's known as the fixed strategy. We like our bank account because our money is liquid. We have instant access to it whenever we want it. We also like the fact that it's safe. It's FDIC insured. Up to $250,000. Obviously, we don't like it. Why? Because little to no growth. So the rate of return is pretty much non-existent because our interest rate is anywhere from 0.03 to 0.06%. It's the breadcrumbs that the banks are passing us. And with the rule of 72, the rule of 72 states that if we take our current interest rate and divide that by 72, it's going to tell us how long it would take us for our money to double. So just for the sake of illustration purposes here, work with simple numbers. Let's say we got a really good bank account. We're getting a whopping 1%. And we got $1,000 in the bank. Well, 1 into 72 is still 72. So it would take 72 years for $1,000 to grow to become $2,000. My question to you is, do you have 72 years to wait around on your money to double? If not, maybe we need to look at another option, okay? Next option we're going to talk about is something called the variable strategy. Now that is where you go out and you get a job and HR approaches you after your probationary period. And they say, hey, Mr. Employee, you want to be able to retire one day, right? We got this great company match 401k. You're going to love it. Now what they don't tell you is that company match, they pass it along to you as free money. It's not free money. Uncle Sam's always going to get his. So that company that does the match, whatever they put in as a match for that year for their employees, they're taking as a tax write-off in the company for that year, essentially passing the taxes off to you at a higher rate later on down the road. I'll explain a little bit more how that works here in a moment. But the variable strategy is where your 401ks, your 403bs, your thrift savings plans, your IRAs, and your 457 deferred comps are all located. All these are tax codes, okay? Variable strategy looks like this. It looks like a heart monitor. It goes up, down, up, down. It's an emotional roller coaster with your hard-earned money because it's tied up into the stock markets. So there's a lot of fees and penalties if you try to access that money. Now, since the IRS knows these are tax codes and it basically states that you're in a business partnership with Uncle Sam, who you don't want to be in a business partnership with ever, so, because he always gets the better end of the deal, the IRS is saying, okay, since you're in a business partnership with Uncle Sam with these tax codes, we're not going to tax you on this $10,000 right now while taxes are at an all-time low. Instead, we're going to tax you later on down the road on that $100,000 you plan on pulling out in your retirement years. So that's when you no longer have that income coming in. You're using your nest egg to live off of. Is that when you want to be paying higher taxes? Do you think taxes are going to be up, down, or staying the same in the future? If you said up, I 100% agree with you. I do think taxes are going to be a lot higher in the future, especially the way and the direction that our current administration is going. So if you believe the same, does it really make sense to have your retirement nest egg built up in these types of strategies where it's vulnerable and susceptible to market losses, knowing you're going to have to pay more taxes later on down the road? If not, let's look at diversifying a little bit here using something else called the indexing strategy. Now, the indexing strategy is governed by a tax code. Okay, that's why the wealthy don't get in trouble for doing it this way. This tax code is called 7702. Now, the indexing strategy looks like this. We're able to capture the market gains However, unlike here where you're susceptible to market losses, where your average 401k, unfortunately, they're becoming 201ks. People are riding the roller coaster down to the bottom of this hill here, praying for a financial tourniquet to stop the bleeding in their retirement accounts. Well, with an indexing strategy, it has a 0% financial floor, meaning in a down market, you may not make anything that year, but you're guaranteed never to lose. It's going to protect and preserve your wealth first and foremost, but it's going to be able to grow it at the same time, because when the market does do a rebound, now you're not digging yourself out of this hole you find yourself in, hoping to break even one day so that you can retire. Instead, you pick up right where you left off, and that allows you to participate in uninterrupted compounding interest, which Albert Einstein said was the ninth wonder of the world. He said, he who understands the power of uninterrupted compound interest earns it, and he who doesn't pay it, and you pay it in the form of taxes and inflation. We like the indexing strategy because just like our bank account, we can leverage our money. It remains liquid. We have access to use it while it continues to grow for us. Also, the fact that it's safer than the banks because it's asset and probate protected. Now that means that nobody can sue you for your wealth and your retirement. Okay, it's why a lot of doctors, lawyers, dentists, chiropractors, judges, senators, congressmen, sports athletes, they have their retirement and their wealth building in these types of accounts. Listen to me, this is what's going to set your family up for financial success in the future. You teach your kids how to do this at a young age. You get them started and teach them how to leverage their money instead of spending and blowing their money. This is going to create that generational wealth for you and your family. You are going to be the next Rockefellers if you use this the right way and you have the right person structuring it properly, okay? Listen to me here. This is going to give you the rate of return that you're after because you're never going to be susceptible to the market losses anymore. Your pillow is going to be a little bit softer at night because your retirement's not going to be at risk in that market volatility like it is currently if it's in one of these government-controlled qualified plans like a 401k, 403b, IRA, thrift savings plan. There's an added bonus though. That's why this indexing strategy blows a CD or a money market account or a mutual fund out of the waters, because with this particular tax code here, it is the tax code that governs life insurance. Okay? Now, it's not the tax code that governs a life insurance known as whole life. You know, you might hear somebody like Dave Ramsey talking about how, oh, it's bad, life insurance does this and you won't get all your money. He's talking about whole life, okay? That's a completely different strategy meant for a completely different thing. Indexing strategy is this tax code 7702, and it governs a life insurance policy known as an IUL. It's a financial tool. I tell my clients all the time, don't pay attention to what it's called. It's called life insurance. You're going to think it's for death. It's not for death. That's not the purpose of this particular policy, okay? Life insurance is to use while you're alive. This particular tax code and this particular policy gets you to build wealth tax-free without Uncle Sam. That's what that tax code is. You're able to build wealth and you have it 100% tax-free distributions. This is why the wealthy get richer year after year. This is why they want to keep the middle class where they have control over their money, because there's three entities here that has control over your money. The banks, Wall Street, and the U.S. government. Those are three entities that do not want middle class to take control back of their money, because he who is in control of your money controls the actions and the decisions that you make in your life. Take control back of your freaking money, okay? If this is something that interests you, continue on to the next step. I look forward to our next conversation and getting you a policy properly structured and showing you exactly how the indexing strategy can set you and your family up for financial success. I look forward to our next conversation. God bless you. Have a great day. Go out there, make somebody else's day great as well.